Even with so much to do to prepare for the season, do you still allow yourself to get excited for the upcoming year?
Well, you get excited after you get prepared. Right now, you're in preparation mode, so you're not. Excitement is not part of it. It's a business mode. It's a consistency mode, and getting in the groove of preparing and getting them to understand the same mentality.
You play Clemson and Louisville every year, Miami every year in conference. You decide to schedule Florida, the big rivalry game every year. That would be enough for most teams. Why do you continue to take on the challenge of playing more Power 5 teams?
Well, I think it puts your team in position to get used to playoff-type atmospheres. I think it increases your branding. I think strength of schedule was something that was, talked about as far as getting in the college football playoff. So in all those different things, I think it's a great opportunity and helps recruiting. So in that regard, playing in big games, big atmospheres, I think is an exciting thing to do.
When did you first meet Coach Saban, and how did you end up on his staff initially?
We met when he first called me to interview me, right after the University of Cincinnati. And after that year, he called and asked me if I'd be interested in the job. I said, yeah, I went up and interviewed with him then. That was in 1999.
What was the biggest takeaway you took from him and your coaching style and your philosophies?
Well, I think he was be himself, be very structured, be organized, have a plan for everything, and understand and not see things through a straw. See the big picture of everything in the world, whether it's the media world, whether it's the social world, whether it's the psychological world, all the different ways and things that the way players can be affected in today's time.
Two of your biggest influences are Coach Saban and Coach Bowden. On the surface, they seem so different, but are there more similarities in what they do than we think, or are they just that different?
They are. I think Coach Saban's in the modern era of how you do things. Coach Bowden was in the past era, but at that time was very modern. But both of them have a plan for everything, thought things out very methodically, had great relationships with people, and they were ultimately extremely competitive.
As far as this team's concerned, you guys have done such a great job getting defensive tackles to come to Florida State. Obviously, a big reason of that is Odell. What kind of relationship does he have with his players, and just what is he as a coach?
I think just like all of our coaches are. I think they all have a very close relationship. We have a great family bond with those guys. We've had great success, and we recruit a lot. We believe the down guys are a very important group of guys that if you're not strong inside, you have to be there. But Odell is an extremely huge part of that. He does a great job with his players. He's very close with his players.
So many guys you bring in have never been second string. Here, a lot of times you have to bide your time. Jacquez is one of those guys who had to bide his time behind arguably maybe the best back ever to come to Florida State. How did you see him be patient and accept that role and kind of blossom?
Well, I think he's a team guy, and in the end, it's not about where you start, it's where you finish. That you get to where you want to be when you walk out, and he's in a position to do that right now. But it was a growing, maturing process. I'm sure there was times he wanted to play more. We wanted to play more, but situations just didn't occur the right way, and it had nothing to do with him. I thought he was very prepared, but when he was asked to play, he played very, very well. But now he's got a great opportunity.
Finally, years ago it was the triple option. Then things started to spread out. Now you have the RPOs and the no huddle to extreme. In the next 5 to 10 years, educated guess, what might be the next trend that happens in college football?
I think it all depends on the rules. See, I think what changed the RPOs, they allowed the rules to change. When the rules change, then the game changes, and that's what people don't understand. When you change rules, like RPOs used to be completely illegal. There was no way that those things could ever be allowed to be ran, but we have, as I say, lessened the rules, loosened the rules. So that will depend on the way the rules committee goes, in my opinion.